In other words, Dharma must have as its goal a pleasurable end for one to be motivated and inspired to execute it and carry it out. What's in it for me? So the benefit of observing religious rules and practices, the goal, the ultimate perfection should be bliss, life full of fulfillment and eternal happiness. Those seers of the truth, the wise kushala, that's in the verse, they know that real dharma means service to the inner self, the Paramatma, which is mentioned here, Parameshvara Isha. And that outward service to family and family members, although necessary, is not ultimately that important. Manaseva cannot be the dharma of the self. So that's why we say family dharma, all these dharmas and all these gurus, family gurus, that's called the Sharir dharma, but there's Atma dharma, and the gopis are showing that yes, we have bodies, yes, we have body relationships, and yes, we do cook for our husbands, because the Bhagavatam says they were serving their husbands, they were serving them food, and they were cooking for them, but they left everything. So they left everything every night to go to be with Krishna, and then they came back. But their minds are fully with Krishna even when they're back. So we have to live with our husbands, live with our families, or live with our wives. But the gopis are showing us that we will have to leave them and go to Krishna. So we should always practice, even day to day, how to leave all of our family attachments and manoseva behind and spend many hours, at least as many as we can, running to Krishna like the gopis run to Krishna, and hear about him and sing about him and remember him. Because Manoseva leads only to suffering because it perpetuates one in the samsara. We're simply traveling on the karmic chakra of repeated birth and death. Besides, service to family cannot be called nitya or real dharma because it does not truly give a pleasurable result as its goal. You serve your family for your whole life, and what do you get? Death. Sometimes you serve your children your whole life and then they forget about you when you're old. They're too busy with their lives, or in some countries like America, you take your mother and father and lock them up somewhere, some retirement home. You visit them once every 5 years, if you remember. So this, and then the parents may wonder, especially in Kali Yuga, when there's no gratitude. No one has any gratitude, no respect or gratitude. Oh, why don't they call me? So you live a life of misery and hankering and frustration at the end of your life, even though they work so hard to please the children. It's very common now, even in India, that the young people have no gratitude for their seniors. This is the quality of a cultured human being, is being grateful for what one has received. If one received a lot, then there's a lot of gratitude. If one received a little, we should be grateful. We have a phrase in America, don't bite the hand that feeds you, or has fed you, or will feed you. That's an interesting phrase. You know, your mother feeds you your whole life with her hand even, and you do bite her hand when you're a baby. And then you grow up, and then... So that's why the gopis are showing us that, all right, we have our ashram dharma, our mano seva, but that's only 1%. 99% is our madhava seva. Because even when they're churning the yogurt to make butter for their husbands and their mother-in-laws, they're remembering Krishna and they're singing songs about Krishna. So this is the point. If service to family members, like which is part of the mano seva concept, if that was or constituted true dharma, or if it was, which it isn't, if it was eternal religious practice, there would be no samsara. If mano seva was actually real dharma, because that's what the people have tried to convince the residents of India, mano seva is Krishna seva. Serving man is serving God. It's equal to and better than serving God. Well, serving God gives one mukti. But we see if you serve manuseva, you don't get mukti, you get samsara. You just stay here. So this can't be real dharma, because dharma, as you know, dharma, art, kam, moksha. It's not that dharma gives you good things, art, and then you get stuck with the good things and enjoy them, kam, and then again take birth and again take birth. So that's manoseva. Dharma, art, kam, dharma, art, kam, dharma, art, kam, dharma, art, kam. Samsara, samsara, samsara. But when you serve Bhagavan and serve Madhava, then you go to the fourth stage and the fourth level, which is moksha. Moksha means varna moksha. Moksha means ashram moksha. Moksha means grahan, going to a higher planet, going to a higher varna. And all throughout the Bhagavad, even the Bhagavatam, it talks about, oh, King Muchakunda, he was in the cave and he had so many nice pastimes. So after he died, the next life he was blessed by Krishna. He took birth as a Brahmin. And he became the Narasi Mehta. He was a great Shuddha Bhakta. He's in Bhaktamal, by the way. Narasi Mehta did many miracles because he was so close to Krishna, to Vitalnath or whatever, I forget. Gujarat, Narasi Mehta. So, at any rate, who was a Brahmin, by the way. So this is, and there's many places like that. If you're a little attentive, if you watch when someone's getting a boon, okay, we bless you. So that's called Varna Mukti. That one is a Sudra, but he's a very good Sudra. What is a good Sudra? It means he followed the rules and regulations that are given in the Puranas and Vedas for how to behave and think and act and eat and conduct your business and activities as a Shudra according to the Vedic paradigm. That's called his Varna Dharma. So if he does it very well, then he's a poor Shudra, then a middle-class Shudra, then he becomes a wealthy Shudra, then he becomes a poor Banya, and then this is all these stratifications, and all these are promotions and levels of moksha or liberation. And the final ultimate liberation is to go to Vaikuntha Dham. Because Krishna says, that's why everywhere he's saying, when you come to me, you don't come back again. So all these other type of liberations and muktis and promotions, which are given in the various Puranas and Vedas, you do come back and you do rotate in the samsara. You may go up, 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 up. Chandraloka. Prabhupada said in a letter that most of my devotees, they've done so much punya and piety and bhakti and all these things, they will go to Chandraloka. They'll enjoy there for a long time and come back. Shanye punya martya lokam. Shanye punya martya lokam, this Gita. After punya is done, they come back to martya lokam. Shanye punya, you do so many good things, you go higher, then you come back. Brahma bhuvana loka puna. So you go to Chandralok, and then you may go that higher than that is Swargalok, and then Chandralok and Mahalok and Tapalok and Brahmalok, and then Brahma bhuvana loka puna arvati arjuna. They're all places of birth and death. So the emphasis, the gopis are teaching, Atma Dharma is higher than Madhava Seva is the most important thing. And automatically by Madhava Seva, Mano Seva is done, ultimately because everybody gets a complete benefit of liberation. But even when one is doing Madhava Seva, he does not neglect his or her Seva in the material realm. So the Braja Gopis say that truly wise person, Kushla, they direct their affection towards Krishna. Kurvanti tvaihi ratim. Srila Prabhupada once said that the art of Grihastha life. What is the art of Grihastha life? The art of Grihastha life. How to live Grihastha life in a perfectly transcendental way. He said, one should learn the art of Grihastha life. Grihastha life means learning the art of showing affection, loving care and concern and affection towards your family members, but not having attachment. This is quite an art. Your attachment, because the gopis are saying in this verse 10:29:33, they're saying, Kurvantihi tvayi ratim. Tvayi ratim. Our attachment is for you. And then the next line they say, Pati Sutta Adibi. We have our Pati husband, we have our Sutta relatives and children, and other things, Adibi. But we have them, we serve them, but our Tvayi Ratim, our attachment is with you. So as Prabhupada said as a principle, the exhibition of that principle is the gopis' very lives and teachings. That yes, they have their husbands and children, and yes, they serve them and care for them and love them, but they're attached to Krishna. And whenever they can, and whenever he calls, and whenever they're free, and even if they're not free, they run to Krishna. It says in 11th canto, if you run down the path of love, Krishna love, divine love, even if you stumble and trip, you won't fall. It's a very nice verse. It's describing those on the path of Raganuga Bhakti. So what to speak about the gopis? They have such rag. We have rag, which is mixed with so many things, but the gopis' rag is an expression of their Mahabhav, and their intense prema for Krishna. Rag, anurag, bhav, Mahabhav. So they have so much attachment to Krishna, and they're running on the Bhakti Marg. We're also running on the Bhakti Marg. Marg means the path of devotion, the Bhakti Marg. We're running. And when we become attached to Krishna, and truly attached to Krishna, and have given up all their attachments, even though superficially we may be surrounded with some attachments or family members, we run down the path of Raganuga Bhakti to Krishna, like the gopis are running down the footpaths of Vrindavan to go to Nidhiban and Sevakunj and Vamshivad. Even though the footpath was slippery and muddy, it was a rainy season, which is about to come. The footpath from Barsana and Yavat to the Rasastali is full of mud and slippery, and the gopis are running on that path of Rag and Anurag, and we're running on the path of Raganuga Bhakti. Even though it's muddy and slippery in a rainy season, and we won't fall, and we won't, even if we trip or stumble, we won't fall off the path. So this is what the gopis are teaching, that our rati, as Prabhupada said, the art of family life is to show affection without attachment. Twayi ritim. So the gopis, they certainly show affection. There's nothing more affectionate than an Indian mother. Indian mothers are so loving, so caring, so personal, so affectionate for their husbands and husbands and children. And the same with the husbands for their wives and mothers and children. Gopis are the same. But the teaching of the gopis is not Mano Seva automatically performs Madhava Seva. They're saying Madhava Seva is primary and urgent and essential, and automatically one will carry on their duties and affectionate dealings with the members of the human side, the Mano Seva. So the Brajagopis are truly wise, kushala, because they're directing their affection to Krishna, kurvanti twayi ratim, and a desire to serve Krishna in full love, which ultimately ends in the expressions of what is called rati keli, enjoying intimate pastimes of divine, amorous intimacy. Such love, the Brajagopis' prema exhibits the fullest expression of dharma, which is pure love of God.